G'day everyone, Average Alexis here, hoping you're having a good one. And once again, you're getting something uploaded from my phone with no music or anything like that because my laptop is still being very spotty on me, and that's me saying that nicely. So today, this is a very late video because I've been at work for the afternoon and I couldn't fix my laptop this morning. It was just, I was done with it. It was just being really annoying. So the video I was going to film is one that I will do for Tuesday, purely and simply because I just don't have the time to do it right now or the patience to do it right now because it's testing a particular makeup product. I wanted to do a quick little chat about this book here. Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes. Now, when this book was released, I don't know when it was released, I didn't get it when it first got released. There was a lot of talk and speculation about it, people complaining about the way it was written and all that sort of thing. Now, as a book lover and as someone who, other than the Harry Potter series, severely hates reading in third person, this book is actually very good. I have no problem with this book. I like it. So for anyone who doesn't know, Five Nights at Freddy's is a video game where you sit in an office and you monitor these creepy ass animatronics that are trying to kill you because they contain the souls of dead children and they think that you're their killer. That's about as good as I can sum that up without having played the game. I'm just watching other people play it, i.e. Markiplier. But the back of this says, from the creator of the best-selling horror video game series, Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, I believe at this point in time, there are 6 FNAF games, and then there's FNAF Ultimate Custom Night, which I think makes it 7 total. I've watched a bunch of people play them and that sort of thing. Never played the games myself because I hate horror games. I'm not the best person for them. But this book was released, and it wasn't deemed canon to the games, but there are just holes and bits and pieces that fit it. I'm reading this as someone who knows very little about the games. I love watching game theory and their talk on the lore behind the games, but I don't actually know that much about it. I went into this basically blank, and I'm probably halfway through now, and I like it. I really do like the book. Again, as someone who hates reading third person, I prefer reading first person. This is a good book. I like it. It's got me intrigued. It's got me concentrating on the story. But I'll just read the little thing on the back. Get my reading voice on. 10 years after the horrific murders at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza that ripped their town apart, Charlie, whose father owned the restaurant, and her childhood friends reunite on the anniversary of the tragedy and find themselves at the old pizza place, which has been locked up and abandoned for years. After they discover a way inside, they realize that things are not as they used to be. The 4 adult-sized animatronic mascots that once entertained patrons have changed. I can't talk. They now have a dark secret and a murderous agenda. So, knowing what I know about the video games, I know that the animatronics have been possessed by the souls of dead children. Who were killed by someone who used to work at the pizzeria. Purple guy. That's what he gets called. His name's actually William Afton, but that's a whole nother can of worms that I ain't gonna open. Go watch Game Theory if you want to hear about all that. But this book, it's very descriptive, sometimes too descriptive in instances. In the book where I'm up to, I've just met Dave, who I already know from watching Game Theory is William Afton pretending to be somebody else, so he can go on killing more people, more kids. Gotta love it. It's fantastic. And if you saw my tweet from a few days ago, I tweeted out saying it's great waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning because you're having a nightmare about a killer animatronic murdering you. It's because I was reading this book before bed and I had a bunch of apple juice. So yeah, it is a good book. The only thing I want to say about it is sometimes it becomes too descriptive. There's a lot of adjectives in this book. But I like it. And, you know, I bought this one and I bought the second one, the twisted ones, and I've just recently bought the third one called The Fourth Closet. It's a bit confusing for me because it's the third book, but it has the fourth in the title, so my brain just kind of goes, "Who's the fourth book?" It's not. But no, I despite everything that everyone goes on about this book, saying that it was really, really difficult to read, I quite like it. I don't want to give too much away or anything like that, but the main character does seem a little bit... You know how when people read books, they want their main characters to be relatable. And, you know, obviously, if the character's relatable, the more the reader gets into it and the more the reader's invested in it. Charlie, the poor darling, she's not very relatable to me at all. I'm like reading through this, other than moments where she spaces out into her memories. I do that all the time, but it's not necessarily memories, it's more so stories I'm making up in my head. I space out into those all the time. Other than that, I really can't relate to the main character at all. And I think it makes the book unique because you still become invested in what's going on, but not in the way that you would if the character reminded you of you. It's in a way that you kind of feel sorry for the character, in a sense that, how do I word this? You feel sorry for the character in a sense that, I don't know how to say this. I mean, you want to help her, but you don't know how, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Whereas with characters that you relate to, it's like you know how to help them kind of thing. And by the time you get to the end of the book, it makes you feel as though you've helped them. Whereas with Charlie, in this case, like you want to help her, but you're not sure how. This is just coming from me, just my opinion, I guess, on it, kind of. But this is just how I see it. She's there and she, like, I want to help her, but I don't know how to do it. I mean, if I relate to the character, usually it means that I see a connection between them and myself, and it means that I can sit there and go, okay, this is what I would do in this situation, so I feel like this is what you should do, or this is what I would do in this situation, don't do that. But with Charlie, it's like, I want to help you, but I don't know how. I really do. So yeah, it's just a little... That's a little bit off-putting, and when I noticed it was third person straight away, I was like, oh, the only book series I like that's in third person is Harry Potter. I cannot read anything else that's in third person, but I'm quite enjoying this. Yeah, it's a good little book and it's a good read, and anybody who likes the Five Nights at Freddy's series should read this book, I think. It deserves Scott Cawthon, I don't know how everyone says it. Scott Cawthon deserves that much. It's a decent book. I'm not saying it's the greatest book in the world, but it's a decent book. If I'm being entirely honest, it kind of sounds like something I would write myself, so that's probably why I like it so much, because I tend to either use no adjectives or use all the adjectives in the world, and that's what this book does. So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes by Scott Cawthon and Kira Breed Risley, I think is her last name. Sorry if I said that wrong. Yeah, it's a good read. It's an interesting little book, and I'm only halfway through it, but it's just getting to the really good bit, so I'm gonna go read it now before I go to bed and probably give myself some more nightmares. But that's a wrap for this video. Thanks heaps for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to. Believe in yourself and be you, and I will catch you in the next one. Hopefully my laptop is working and I can edit properly again. But bye guys!